What's up, everybody? I hope everybody's having a wonderful Friday night. Tonight is August 21st of 2020. I hope everybody's having a wonderful, wonderful day. We got a special guest with us tonight, Mr. Kobe Downs. You guys might remember him from a couple episodes ago, or a few episodes back. We haven't had him on in a while, but some things have become relevant, and we want to talk to him for a little bit. But before we get started, guys, I just want to thank you guys for joining us once again. Don't forget, we are on the social media scene. You can now find us on Twitter at @theblown_save and on Instagram at @theblown_save. And don't forget, you can always reach out to us at theblown_save@gmail.com. But let's get it rolling for the night. Let's bring in my partner in crime, and the one, the only, Mr. Cobra Downs and Mr. Artie Casas. How you guys doing?
Good.
All good over here.
Outstanding, outstanding. Now, there is a 3-drink minimum. Now, I will allow this one to go by because, Kobe, I know it's late, and I know you're training and you're doing all that other fun stuff over there in Norwich, so I'll let this one slide for this time, but you owe me 3. You got it?
Yeah, got it.
Artie, what you drinking tonight, buddy?
I'm going with Dos Equis, Old Reliable. Faithful.
Nice, nice. I got Old Reliable over here, Mr. Modelo, accompanying me on my end. So we'll rock and roll and get it going. And when I'm done with this Modelo, I might get some whiskey. Who knows? We'll see what happens here.
Ooh, living dangerously.
Gotta live dangerously, right? In this what's up?
I'm sure the audience wants to know how's the house?
Oh, yes. Last week, guys, sorry. We had to cut it out really short because apparently my AC caught fire, and so I've had no AC for a week now, and it's been not fun because there's a heat wave going on in LA or in California. So we have been living off of box fans and open windows, and some definitely a lot of pool time. So we're there, but everybody's good, everybody's fine. It'll get fixed. This should be good in a week or two. Which, whatever, we're just gonna have to deal with it, but we'll get through it. I appreciate you asking. And everybody at home, don't worry. Everybody's fine. Everybody's cool. We're all gravy. So let's rock and roll.
Let's not forget that the wife is pregnant, so it must be twice as hard for her in the summer.
Oh, I know, man. It's not helpful whatsoever. Yeah. And, the ACs at work were down, too, so I got no reprieve for a while. They finally got them back late today, so I was like, Jesus Christ, thank you, Lord. So,
don't come to my house.
I'm coming tomorrow. All right, man, let's just jump in because I know we only got Kobe for a little bit. He was doing a Call of Duty tournament, which he plays second in, and we'll get into that a little later. But, yeah, not too bad, huh? Not too shabby for a Cali boy.
I'm not surprised, though. Kobe's got it like that.
Oh, it's because he's a thug.
Yes, sir.
I don't know why. Kobe, you always reminded me, for whatever reason, of like a Gronkowski. I don't know why. I feel like he's the distant cousin of theirs or something.
He's a party animal.
I'm not a party animal.
Yeah, he reminds me of them. He has like that same little free spirit as them, too.
I'm with that. I can
like
see it.
I like it. It's a good thing. It's a compliment, Kobe.
Yeah.
Kobe, now you're back in Norwich, right?
Yeah.
So, are you guys going to play?
So technically, we're going to. Our season officially starts, like league games officially starts January 1st. NCAA starts January 1st. But we could start practicing on October, but in small groups of 8 people, and you could practice so like 3 or 4 groups can go at different times of the day, and then after 2 weeks of that and no one gets sick, then you can start doing practices, and then it slowly progresses into more and more phases, and then by mid-November, end of November, we're hoping to start just doing exhibitions against other teams in the Vermont area, just to get games in and everything, and then hopefully after Christmas we start the full season head on. And they're trying to add more games this season, so instead of like usually we play 16 league games after Christmas, they're trying to add 24.
Wow. Yeah. Now, let's just say this was a normal year, when would your games start? Because I know you're out there already.
We would start August 25th.
So they're pushing it back August, September, October, November, December. So 4 months basically.
Yeah.
Right on. And how is everybody dealing with the new situation and how everything's going? Like, how the teammates, like, do you guys? I know you said that only a squad of like 8 people go out there and play. Is it like 2 lines go out there and then another 2 lines?
We
go
haven't
out there?
done it yet. We haven't done it.
Oh,
yet.
it's scheduled coming up.
We start in October.
Oh, okay. So what do they have you guys doing right now then?
Fuck all.
Can you elaborate more on the fuck all?
So basically, right now, so technically, if you're coming to Norwich and you're coming from a plane, you have to come in August 8th. So there was only 4 players that were going to come through a plane, so we had to come August 8th. Then, a lot of the players that if you're driving, you have to come, or if you're driving from and it's longer than a 2-day trip, you have to come. When was it? It was August 17th. And then if you're within a 24 to 48 hour drive within the school, you can come in August 29th. So right now we only have 4 guys on campus and then we have 8 guys off campus. But the rule is for the school is that we're not allowed to hang out with off-campus people. So like the 8 guys who've been here for a week and a half or like a week by now, I haven't seen them once because I'm not allowed to go hang out with them. And they're not allowed like we have 3 hockey houses and there's I think 3 at each one right now and they're not allowed to hang out with each other either. So right now we're like miserable.
Wow.
So what do your days consist of right now?
Like, it's fucked, man. Like, it's so boring. It's miserable. Like, you want to hang out with your buddies, your best friends. Like, you can't do that. Like, you're not... And they live right across the street. Like, you can see their house, but you can't fucking go there. Like, and you're not allowed to hang out with each other. They can't even come on campus. So, like, basically, my day is... I wake up around 10:45, go on TikTok for about an hour and a half, and then relax, shower, and then I get ready. And then at 12:45, I go to my teammate's room. Nick, he's from Latvia, and we go to brunch or lunch at 1, and then we go back to our rooms. Then we go to war. We play Call of Duty from about 2 to about 7, and then we eat. We go to the caf, have dinner. Then we get back to our room around 8, and then we play Call of Duty from about 9 to 3 a.m. And then I go to bed and then wake up at 10, 11 again.
So basically, what you're saying is that your life is terrible right now because all you have to do is get up, eat, and play Call of Duty.
Dude, it's actually so boring. Like, I'm actually, like, absolutely miserable. Like, there's some days where, like, we look at each other and I'm like, I'm not playing Call of Duty today. I can tell you that for sure. Like, I ain't fucking touching the game. I think there was, like, yesterday, I think 2 days ago, I didn't play Call of Duty for, like, 3 days in a row because I fucking played about 20 hours in, like, 2 days.
When does school start for you?
August 29th, so I'm miserable. And no on-campus guys come till the 28th, so us 4 are here. We're us 4 guys that live on campus that only going to see each other till the rest of the guys come, because there's technically 22 guys that live on campus,
right? Like
on campus, and there's only 4 of us, so 18 more guys come on August 28th. So we're going to be here for 20 days before we see more friends.
Well, I mean, you will have been there for 20 days before you see some friends, but you do have people coming next week, so you'll have a little more variety of people to be around then.
Yeah, but the thing is, you start school the next day, so you can't fucking do anything anyways.
Oh shit, man. So the season will start after Christmas. How deep into the spring are you guys going to go this year then? If they're going to add, you said they're going to add like they're going to
add like an extra month of hockey.
So normally you would get out of there by like what, May?
We will no. So our season goes from August to end of March, beginning of April. So now we'll go probably till mid-April, end of April.
Right on. Well, that's not too bad then. I mean, just more hockey. I'm sure everybody's going to be cool with more hockey.
Yeah, no, it's typically not really more hockey. Like you're missing about an extra 3 months of the season, and then they just add 3 weeks to the end. But I don't know. It's kind of it's shitty. This school sucks if you don't have hockey. Like if you're here, like I can tell people now, if you're going to college and not doing a sport or not doing like something that like is fucking valuable, like if you're going to school just to get a degree and like not like you're an idiot. Like I would never go to college if I wasn't playing hockey. I can tell you that for now. For damn straight, if it wasn't for hockey, there's no fucking chance I'd go to college because I would be an absolute miserable prick.
So what would you be doing had you not been playing hockey?
I don't fucking know, but I would be doing way something better than this because this place sucks. I would have went to ASU and just got hammered all the time. I don't know. Like, there's no way I would ever came to Norwich. Like, there's kids come here just to go to school here. I'm like, dude, you can go to so many schools, apply for so many schools that are, like, for instance, the girl to guy ratio here is like 7 guys, 3 girls, which is shit. Like, there's a school in where is it? Maine. There's a school in Maine that's 9 girls to 1 guy ratio. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, I chose the wrong school.
Do they have a decent hockey team up there in Maine?
Wait a second, I thought Coby was on love already. And what happened?
No, I'm just saying, like,
if ifs and buts, man. If it was a little bit different, that's where he would have gone.
Hey.
He's strong and faithful. What are you talking about?
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Better him than me, I guess.
There you go. Hey, you only live once, Coby. Enjoy life, I guess. Is anything okay? So I know all this stuff is kind of out of the ordinary, and everything's a bit different. Is anything the same when you got back? Has anything been the same?
No. So you can't. So for instance, you got to wear a mask all day, and if you ever been to Norwich, you will know that somehow everywhere you go on this fucking campus, you're always walking up. So. Yeah, you breathing through a mask with the mask on, and you're fucking exhausted the entire time. Now you have specific meal times that you have to go to, which is shitty. Like, for instance, like, I don't know, like, you have specific meal times. So, like, say if I'm like, hey, Odie, want to go grab lunch? He's like, yeah, but this time I got to say, Odie, what time's your lunch? He goes, 11. I'm at 12. Therefore, we can't eat with each other because you're only allowed to eat at the caf for an hour at your certain times. So that's different. Yeah. Some classes will... you have to wear a mask all the time. We get tested every week.
What kind of tests do you guys get?
The nose ones.
Oh, they got to touch your soul?
Yeah.
Fuck.
We were talking about this the other week.
You used to that already?
What?
You used to it? Have you gotten used to that, or like it's still uncomfortable every time?
I don't know. I ain't no bitch. I just do it.
Damn.
Hey, for those of y'all complaining about it, he ain't no bitch, all right? So stop complaining and get it done.
Test. Like, and if you have corona, good job. Like, then you just get the antibodies and you win, and you don't have to worry about that shit anymore.
And then you win. I don't know if that's
I want the virus only because, like, if I get it, then I don't get it again, and I win.
That's kind of not how that works, bud.
But that's how it works in my mind.
Oh, in your mind? That's keep going to school, buddy. Keep going to school. All right, Coby, I don't want to keep you up too late. I know you got to get up early tomorrow. And you were playing some Call of Duty today. You finished second in the tournament, correct?
Yeah, for 3 weeks in a row.
Damn.
One day you'll get one. One day.
Dude, that's stupid because, like, the first tournament we played, we lost by 10. The second tournament, we lost by 7. And today, we lost by, I think, 3 or 1. I don't know. And we're, like, fucking popping off, too. Like, we're going the fuck off. And, like, I'm like, okay, there's no way. And then it's like 1. And even the host of the tournament was like, this Nocturne team guy. And like all the other teams that have gone first play again. And they're like 5th place, 6th place. So it's like we're the only actual team that's actually staying in the same spot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just teams are just beating us. So it's kind of shitty. And like next week, I don't know. Next week, I'm going to fucking, I don't know.
Always a bridesmaid, never a bride, huh, Coby?
I don't want, bridesmaids have more fun.
In second place. Now you're streaming on Twitch now, right, Coby?
Yeah.
Where can everybody find you on Twitch?
I don't want nobody to find me. Leave me alone on Twitch because I hate talking to people. Just let me play my game. If you're gonna come to my chat, just watch. Don't type because I don't like talking while playing. I like focusing and just talking shit to people. It's _Nocturne.
_Nocturne. Right on, guys. All right, Coby. I'm not gonna.
Tom, don't fucking text me.
I'm gonna definitely text you every single time I see you on now.
I ain't replying.
I know how much you love it.
Yeah.
All right, Coby. I do appreciate you giving us a little insight as to how things are back at school for the NCAA athletes, at least the ones that play the winter sports and stuff like that. I know.
Oh yeah, and also one more thing. If we don't play if we don't play the half as many games as our typical season, then we get another year of eligibility.
So, damn! Would that give you what? 1 more year or 2 more years?
1 more year. So our last year doesn't count, which is shitty, which was our national championship year. We should have won, but yeah. So we don't get last year, but this year, if we don't play 50% of the normal amount of games that we typically play, we get another year of eligibility for hockey.
Nice. So are you going to take advantage of that and come back and play one more year?
100%. Like, can I get to miss fucking real life for another year? I will take it in a heartbeat.
Quick question here, Coby, because you were talking about that. Okay, you do play more than 50%. You play 51% of your games. What is Coby opting into the draft, or what's Coby doing next?
I don't know. Well, I literally have no idea. Like, it depends on contracts. If I still want to play, if I'm really that beat up, I don't know. It just really depends at the end of the day what my heart wants. And right now I'm like 50-50. Like, if it happens, it happens. I'm not like stressed about it, but like, I don't know. If we have a season, then I'll actually, like, it's my senior year, so obviously I want to go out with the national championship. So obviously I'm gonna fucking bust my ass. And it just depends on how I feel at the end of the day. Like, some days I fucking dread playing hockey because I feel like shit, and there's some days where I'm fucking just pumped. And it just, honestly, it's days. It just, some weeks are fun, some weeks are shitty. It just really depends on everything, I guess.
Right on. Well, we'll have to stand by and wait and see what happens in the wonderful life of Mr. Cobra Downs, and see if they're going to play one more. He's going to play one more year with Norwich, or we're going to see where he goes from here. I do appreciate you taking the time, Coby. I know you're tired and you want to get to bed, but I do want to say thank you for stopping by and giving us a little insight as to what it is in the life of a college athlete right now in the NCAA sports.
According to Coby's timeline, he doesn't go to sleep for another 6 hours.
Dude, I'm actually probably gonna go to bed soon because I woke up today because we got some new new apparel. So I had to meet Coach at the rink and with some of the boys, and we had to wake up at like 10:30, and I went to bed at like 6. So yeah, so I got like 4 hours.
Poor little guy.
Then I just played like Call of Duty all day, and then this tournament, dude, like, you just like, it's like 3 hours of like actually trying. Like, usually if you just play for fun and not streaming, like, it goes by slow, like it goes by quick. Like, it's like you're just having a good time, you're enjoying it. But like when you actually play in these tournaments, man, you're like stressed out about everything. You're like calling out things. You're like making call outs. You gotta talk, and like it's just like so much work. But it, like, people are gonna be like, it doesn't seem like work. It just seems like you're trying so fucking hard, and you are. So like, it burns you out. So after every Friday night, I'm like, holy fuck, that exhausted me. And like, it sucks too because the last 3 weeks we came in second. So like, it's like me and the same guy, and we pick up different guys each week. But me and the same guy have been competing, and he like texted me today. He's like, dude, I am so burnt out every Friday night, and we keep getting this fucking second place.
Well, Coby, hopefully next Friday night you guys actually get the W. You did win $50 today, though, which, hey, it's something.
Yeah, it's gonna go straight to Jewel Pods.
Right on it, Coby. All right, man. Have a good night. We love you, man, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, see you later. Thanks for having me.
Hey, no problem, man.
All right, take care, Coby.
Bye.
So that was an interesting conversation with Cobra.
It is.
It went like 4 different directions, and I'm okay with it, though. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, it really did. Coby's what, 19 going on 20?
Dude, he is 22.
Wow.
Yeah, he could actually go buy beer now. It's fucking hilarious. It's so weird.
Oh, interesting.
I remember him
those days, not having a care in the world.
Right? I remember those days. Dude, Jesus Christ. All right, man. Let's fucking rock and roll. Let's get the rest of this show going. Let's jump right into MLB. Slam Diego. The San Diego Padres have become the first team in MLB history to hit a grand slam in 4, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4 consecutive games. Fernando Tatis Jr. started off with the controversial, quote-unquote, 3-0 swing the other night. Do you think it was really controversial?
No, I think that's stupid. I think it's just dumb, dude. I don't know. What do you think? I want to hear what you have to say first.
Look, here's my take on it. Was it okay? Look, it's a 3-0 count. You're gonna groove a fastball right down the middle, right? You're already up by fucking what they were up by 6 or 7 by that point in the 8th inning. Did he really have to swing? No, but he's a young kid, man. Like he's trying to play. He's trying to get his swings in. He's trying to get his shit going. And I mean, his shit is going, but he's just trying to get, in the groove of things. And you groove a fastball, the boy's gonna swing. Had he swung and popped out, nobody would said a goddamn thing. Oh, he swung 3-0. Oh, and he popped out, and there you go. Like, but because he hits a grand slam, it's controversial. I don't know, man. There are some of the unwritten rules that I'm like, okay, I see how that's kind of bush league or whatever you want to call it that, but grooving a 3-0 pitch on the bases loaded to a guy who's, young in the league right now.
He's the best. He's the best player in the league right now. Hey, I know Trout's great.
No. Right now, at this moment, Fernando Tatis Jr. is the best player in the league, hands down.
Yeah. And I mean, Trout's, but don't get me wrong, Trout's like 1B.
No.
He's like 1B.
No, absolutely. I look.
1A and 1B.
You know I love my Trout, dude. You know this, right? But right now, Fernando Tatis Jr. is the hottest player in MLB baseball, or MLB, period, end of sentence.
Dude, like,
there are some things. Okay, look, there are some things that I agree on with the unwritten rules. You don't bunt during a perfect game.
Or no hitter, to be honest.
Or no hitter, yeah. So you don't do that. That's kind of bush league. Like, dude, come on, don't do that.
In the 8th or 9th, you don't do that.
Especially
7th, it's borderline.
Yeah, first, I'm going to say first 6 innings. I mean, you're trying to get on base, you're doing whatever you can. Yeah. But once you get to the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning, you drop down a bunt. Like, come on. That's just, you know what? That's just
what
do
I thought too?
What's up?
They bringing that up. I just saw a clip where Max Scherzer had a perfect game going in the 9th inning with 2 outs. Perfect game, right? 9th inning, 2 outs, and a dude stuck his elbow out and got hit by a pitch. I didn't know that. I don't know why I never really saw that, but that dude stuck out his elbow, 9th inning, 2 outs, Max Scherzer, perfect game, stuck out his elbow and got hit by a pitch. There went the perfect game. I don't even know if he ended up getting no hitter. I don't think he did. I don't think Scherzer has a no hitter. Could be wrong. But dude, that was like the bushest league I could ever think of.
Yeah,
like,
you don't lean into a pitch like that. Come on.
Yeah, dude. And it was clear. It wasn't like this dude tried to get out of the way. Like, this dude clearly leaned in with the little damn elbow guard and everything. That's, wow, I don't know how I never saw that, dude. Like, I don't even know when that took place or anything. It was just some kind of clip that came up when they were talking about, like, bush league things that have happened, and they were comparing it to, like, Tatis and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's just, to me, like, that's a time, if I ever saw a dude get drilled that deserved to get drilled in the head, that would be him,
Yeah.
Yeah, I personally I don't see a problem with it, like, dude, they were only up 7, only 7. Again, my thing is, a lot of these unwritten rules come into play when you're up by 10. It's just that simple.
Yeah.
When you're up by 10. Double digits, yeah, okay? But I mean, dude, you're only up 7. That's your problem. And, I asked a star pitcher of our program at the high school I teach at, and I asked him, hey, would you groove it or would you be upset if someone hit a grand slam off of you on 3-0 pitch down 7? He said, no. He's first thing I would think was, I suck. These other pros, they should be able to command any of their pitches, even in a 3-0 count. If not, he's like, then what are you doing? You're not a pro,
Yeah.
So I feel confident enough to throw a lot of pitches in 3-0 counts. Why shouldn't they?
I think you're right. I mean, a lot of pitchers and position players came to Tatis' defense. They all say, let the boys play, man, for crying out loud, man. You're going to groove a 3-0 fastball right down the pipe with a hitter of his caliber. Like, of course, dude, he's going to go ahead and swing, dude. I say, let the boys play, let him swing, and let the chips land where they land. Like I said, if he popped up or grounded into a double play, everybody would have been like, well, that's what he gets for swinging at a 3-0 pitch. You know what I mean? Like, come on, dude. You can't have it both ways. You're still trying to. It's not like the other team is like, well, okay, now he gets a strike. Okay, now it's 3-1. Now, I mean, the pitcher's still trying to get him out. It's not like the pitcher's trying to give him a free pass on purpose. The pitcher's trying to get him out. And the other team, when they come back up to bat in the bottom of the 8th, they're going to try and score runs. It's not like they're done. Like, are you going to tell me that if he's going to go ahead and take 2 pitches right down the pipe, he's going to get out? You're going to tell me that when the other team gets on up to bat, they're just going to lay back and go ahead and let them groove some fastballs right through there and get out and call the game? At that point, why finish the game? No, the players are going to keep playing. They're going to keep trying to win the game. and you're gonna get mad at somebody for continuing to try to win a game. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that's dumb. And they just suck, dude. That's one of just those like coaches that's crying about a team that's just doing really bad.
Yeah.
And I saw a funny meme. I believe the Padres were up 3-0 in the series, and they're like, so does that mean we can't swing at all the next game? Like, I thought that was pretty funny.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Speaking of Bush League and stuff like that, Trout's gotten thrown at his head 3 times by the same pitcher over this series with the Giants. What do you think about that, man?
I saw 2, so I don't know where you got 3 from.
He got thrown at 3 times.
It was 2 and 1 at bat.
2 and 1 at bat. The next game, it happened again. Same pitcher.
Same pitcher. That's the one that he got a triple off of, right?
Yes, because he threw it over his head. And then the next pitch, he got a triple on. He almost hit a home run. It was right off the top of the padding.
It wasn't off the top of the padding, but it was almost a home run.
That's what I said.
It was towards the top. It was towards the top of the padding, not off the top. Okay,
towards the top of the padding. Jesus, inches, bro. This is a game of inches.
It is.
But okay, so you got thrown at 3 times by the same pitcher. What do you got?
So I saw the first one. That pitcher don't look very good, dude. That's the truth. It's not a named guy. It's a dude that hadn't pitched like in 5 days. Now, does that make it okay? No. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, it does not. But do I think this dude's really throwing at his head? I could tell you that the first one I did not think was thrown intentionally at his head. The very first pitch I saw.
Yeah.
I thought the second one looked more intentional for sure. And all they did was warn them. And I was like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. I think something should have happened for sure, more than just a warning. It's like, dude, like the way it happened, it should have been automatic ejection. That makes sense? Because it was too threatening to someone's career, whether it was an accident or not, dude. And that's my point with this one. Like, I don't think this dude's very good. I don't think he was doing it. My personal opinion, I don't think he was doing it. I hope he wasn't doing it on purpose. He just doesn't look very good. But, dude, he should have been thrown out of that game no matter what. I mean, it's the face of baseball, Yeah. It's the face of a franchise. Even if he in some ways not looked at as the face of baseball, which he is, but, some people don't hate on him or whatever. He is the face of that franchise. There's no denying he is the face of that franchise, right?
Yeah.
So you got to do something there, dude. Like, you have to do something. And the fact that Joe Kelly got suspended for 8 games for not hitting a guy, and really Trout was closer to getting hit than what Kelly did to the Astros.
Yeah.
And don't tell me that, it's because there's no history there. There was some history, Longoria got hit earlier in the game, so some people see it as retaliation. Nothing happens, dude. Not even like a little 3-game suspension or something, Like, I don't know, dude. I really like the way that your boy, the manager, Madden, handled it afterwards, the interview. And he basically said, I think I sent it to you. He basically said, look, man, if you were trying to throw intentionally on him, that's a problem. If you weren't, that's a problem, because you either really good enough to throw at him like that, or you're really that bad and you shouldn't be up here. That's a problem. You know what I'm saying? A dude that's throwing 96, like, he put it perfectly. He basically like a backhanded slap to the Giants in a very good way. Like, oh man, I don't think there was a better way he could have handled it. And Trout is a class act, dude. Like, I don't think he could ever handle that any better. So, I'm impressed with Trout,
Yeah, no, he definitely handled it with class. Like, the first time he got thrown out, all right, he was like, okay, you got brushed back. Yeah, all right, it is what it is. All right, get back in there. You get thrown out right after again. It's like, bro, he just kind of turned around and looked at him like, dude, what the fuck, bro? And then he threw another one. He grew the fastball just outside, a little bit high. He could have been called either way, but I think at that point they were going to go ahead and give that one to Trout. And he took his base and went to first base. And it's just one of those things where it's like, Trout could have destroyed this guy. Trout looks like a freaking linebacker compared to this guy. And he didn't. He was just like, dude, like, the fuck, bro. It was just one of those, like, why? Why would you do that, dude? Like, there's no need for it.
Yeah. Again, my instincts tell me this dude isn't that good. That's my instincts. But I don't know. I hope, and I really hope that that's what it really is. But my instincts tell me he's just not that good. And I hope it wasn't that he was throwing at Trout. You know,
That's
you can throw at like full holes or something. He's fluffy. You know.
Don't hit him in the feet, man. Please don't hit him in the feet.
Right.
It's gonna make things worse. Although I would love to see a race to first base between him and Kung Fu Panda.
Be really interesting.
That would be a good one. All right, moving on to sports broadcaster Thom Brennaman has been released by the Reds from the Reds booth for an anti-gay slur during the Reds' 5-0 victory over the Royals this past weekend. He was heard referring to something as one of the capitals of the world. I don't want to say the word. He later apologized and said, I used the word that is both offensive and insulting. In the past 24 hours I have read about its history. I had no idea it was so rooted in hate and violence, and I'm particularly ashamed that I, someone who makes his living by the use of words, could be so careless and insensitive. It's a word that should have no place in my vocabulary, and I will certainly never utter it again. Here's my thing with that one. He's apologizing because he got caught, not because he said the word. There are plenty of guys out there who have said, like, if he had not gotten caught, he'd be using the same word. Nothing would have changed. He would have been the same person. How do you not know that it's offensive and insulting to somebody? How do you not know that it's rooted in hate? Like, how do you think that's just a normal term? Like, hey, what's up, dude? You know what I mean? Like, it's not. I mean, what do you think, Artie?
No, dude, that's offensive. That's just someone trying to, you know what? I read a lot of his stuff and his apologies. They just seem hollow. You know, it's like, it just seems like, what I tell you in the past, like a good old boys club. You know, like I really think sports broadcasting has to do a lot with that. You know?
Yeah.
And I just think it's just one of those. He's like part of the good old boys club. You know? His dad was a broadcaster and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah. I mean, people say a lot of things behind closed doors, and people think they can get away with those kinds of things. And, you know, eventually those things will come to light. You either are found out to be a very terrible person, or something like this happens, and now you no longer will have a job doing the thing that you love doing because you have no compassion or understanding for the world around you.
Yeah,
you agree?
Yeah. I don't know, dude. I just don't think that's a dude that belongs. No, what do you do with them though? But I mean, I don't know.
I mean, he also did the Bengals local football commentary. He's not doing that anymore either. He's been released. And apparently he's been doing broadcasting for like 40, 45 years or whatever. So, God knows, I hope he took care of his money because he's not doing shit with doing anything like that anymore. So,
yeah. And you know what? That's not an accident, dude. That's not the way he said it. Did you hear how he said it in the manner?
No, I didn't get to hear it. I only read it. I only read how it was dictated.
Yeah, but it's the same thing, dude. It's not said in like any kind. Not that it's okay in a joking manner, but you know, everybody growing up in some way has said that word. You know, said it, dude. It just didn't sound right. You know, it's not like, oh, you know, it was blah blah blah. It was, you know, it didn't sound right. Like the way it came about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm with you there.
I could see while people how they might say it, and then they're just like, oh, you know what? It's just came out, and I didn't mean it to hurt anybody's feelings. But the way he said it was not like that at all. Like, no way. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of those, like, that's the way he said it. It's really deep rooted. I think that's the best way I could think of it. Like, it's deep rooted. You know?
Yeah. It's something that he's been doing for, like I said, he's not sorry because of what he said. He's sorry because he got caught. and there's a difference.
Yeah, I agree. Totally agree.
And I don't think no amount of superficial apologies are going to change who he is as a person. Like, if you got that kind of hate inside of you, you got that kind of hate inside of you.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. It's a lot of the, based on like how the president thing, how a lot of people that were really hiding their true feelings for other people were really voicing them more freely without a care, because they just feel like it's safe to be able to do that because other people in high power are doing it. So, like, why not? Yeah,
I got you there. Real quick before we move on, NBC Sports is reporting that the Phillies have acquired relievers Brandon Workman and Heath Hembree from the Red Sox for Nick Pivetta and Connor Siebold. So the Phillies are trying to shore up their bullpen. Hey, Angels, how about listening to that and doing something? God damn it! Do something. Our pitching sucks so bad. It's so bad. It's so bad, bro. I can't even begin to say how bad our pitching sucks.
It is pretty bad. I have a friend. He likes to talk a lot of smack. See, you don't talk really a lot of smack. You're just in love with Trout, which is okay. When the team's that bad, I understand. But he talks smack literally about like his team, and for I don't know if for a minute there, like the Angels had like one of the best starting rotations. Dude, they had like 3 dudes with the sub-3 ERA.
I remember.
And I told him, I'm like, dude, it's week 2. Like give it a moment. Give it a moment. So he's because he's like, what did I tell him something about Kershaw, right?
Yeah.
And he said, and I told him, dude, Kershaw right now is the ace on the Angels staff. No, we have Shohei, we have Channing, we had Andrew Heaney, bro. Kershaw's worst year would be a career year for any of those dudes, like any of those dudes. And that was his year. And I said, I guarantee none of them finished this year with a better year than he finished last year. And again, that was his worst year besides the rookie year.
Yeah.
So he's like, nah, right? So I don't know if you saw Kershaw's ERA. It's down to like 2.57.
Yeah, Kershaw destroyed yesterday. He was so sick yesterday. Yeah. It was
against the Mariners, the same teams that the Angels face in their division. So, and that's what I was telling him. I'm like, dude, he went out there and he threw up 11 Ks. Imagine he's facing like shitty ass Mariners. Of course, who Bundy did well against them. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to take away from Bundy. Like, I cheer for the dude. Like, I always want those bounce back and come back. Guys, I've always told you I like underdogs, and that dude was supposed to be highly touted, and everybody's just throwing him aside. He just doesn't have the stuff, dude. He's like topping out like 91, 92,
Yeah.
And he got lit up this last time a little bit, but I think the Giants was for a few runs. And then Canning obviously hasn't been doing anything. Shohei's done for the year. Heaney got slapped around a little bit today. I think he gave up 3 runs last I checked. And his ERA is up in the 5s now. Yeah, dude, it's just pitching, and I told him it's just mind-boggling that they went after Rendon, dude, because they have a good enough offense to win some games. You don't need more offense to win those games. I get it. Don't get me wrong. I don't call it a bad signing. It's just not one that makes sense. Like, you need to address your issues, not add more firepower. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
My eyes. Like, I'd be pissed if the Dodgers went after, I don't know, right now they're pretty balanced, so it's kind of hard to tell, but like if they went after something they really didn't need, I don't know, like let's say who's something they really need, like another like lefty first baseman or outfielder. Obviously we got Bellinger, who's off to a bad start, and he's got hot the last 3 games, but you're like, well, why? You already have Bellinger, you already have Max Muncy, who you're trying to find damn positions and playing time for.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah.
That would be dumb for them to go after someone like that.
Like, okay, so I understand why they went and got Rendon. We haven't had a solid third baseman in about 15 years. A legit third baseman. We haven't had one in about 15 years. So I get it.
Is
okay.
From Glass?
Yeah, I think Gloss would probably be the last solid third baseman. Other than that, it's been a fucking what is it? The fucking where the doors rotate, a rotating fucking door, whatever, at third base plugging in Sean Figgins here, plugging in Brandon Wood there.
Sean Figgins was way before though, or during the Gloss era though.
Was it? I thought Sean was after Gloss. When Gloss left, Sean Figgins was the third baseman, shortstop, second baseman, third baseman, shortstop. Because then they had Brandon Wood come up.
Yeah, it was during that time.
So,
they crossed over.
But still, like we've had so many third basemen or first basemen turn third basemen because there's a fucking dude there hogging up first base, Mr. Pujols. I hope you hit the next home run, sir. It's been one of those things that it's like.
I mean, it's not like they weren't dudes that weren't supposed to do good. They just fucking didn't do shit.
Yeah, no, we just happened to get.
We got Dallas McPherson, who was supposed to be a stud. Didn't do anything.
We got the short end of the stick on that one. So I get it. We needed a solid third baseman. Okay, Freeze was awesome, but we only had him for 2 years and he was gone.
You had Escobar.
Once again, he was okay for like 10 minutes, and then that was it. We've had a rotating door at third base for so long. Now we don't, and I get it. That's why you went and got Rendon, a little bit protection behind Trout, and you got somebody at third base, a solid third baseman, back and front, forwards, backwards, whatever. He's a solid third baseman. The problem is we have no pitching. It doesn't matter if you get 5 runs. If our offense comes up with 5 runs, if our pitching gives up 10. You can't win baseball games that way. Even if our pitching gets in there and we're 1-2 with two runs ahead, as soon as the blowpen shows up, there goes that, and now we're down fucking 10-5. Like shit. Like what the fuck just happened? We were up by 2. We were supposed to hold 7th, 8th, and 9th inning are supposed to be lockdown innings, but we don't have those lockdown guys. I don't know if it's because they don't have enough time, because they're not ready yet, or whatever you want to call it. Like Hansel Robles, over the last 2 starts that he had, or the 2 saves that he had, opportunity ads, or the times he went in there, I want to call it. He's looked better. His command is better. He's getting in his groove. Okay, cool. But that's it.
Yeah, but you can't plug holes like that, dude. Because look, I'm looking at I pulled up something right now. I'm looking. You guys haven't had a solid catcher for a minute.
That's another thing.
Second baseman. You haven't had a solid, looks like left fielder. Jeez, that's really a revolving door right there.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, so like you can't plug and play like that. You just got to kind of roll with the dudes.
Oh, I know. I'm with you 100%. And they keep trying to buy. They keep trying to buy somebody or rent somebody just long enough to get some wins. But it's like, dude, that's not the things that we're having issues with right now. The things that we're having issues with is somebody on the goddamn bump. And unfortunately, we're losing guys left and right. Ohtani, we're done with him. He's not going to be able to pitch anymore, at least this season, and who knows if ever again, right? We lost Tyler Skaggs to that unfortunate incident that happened last year. We had Aiden Hart, who died in that car accident. Garrett Richards, who blew out his knee running on a routine play to first base against the Red Sox. Like, we have not, every time Weaver started falling off, his fastball was topping out at like 84. Like, we have just, by the time we have an offensive team built around a pitcher, we have no pitcher. Like, there's nobody there. Like, Bundy's our best pitcher right now, and he got blown up his last outing. It's frustrating from a fan's point of view. It's very frustrating to know, like, we need pitching. Stop doing everything else you're doing and go get us some pitching. I talked about this before. Joe Adell, he's the number 2 prospect in all of MLB. He's not doing great right now. We're not going to get top dollar for him anymore. But but before 2 weeks ago, shit, I guarantee we would have got a starting pitcher and maybe one reliever and maybe one guy in the minors that we could use in a year or so.
I agree. That sounds about right.
But now, maybe 2 relievers?
Nah, dude. I'd give something up for him. You know, I think you can still get like a solid starter. You know,
still, man. Like,
do you want solid or you want elite? You know, that's kind of the thing.
I mean, I'll take solid right now. Solid will get us where we're going. Right now, we're about as solid as Jello.
Yeah, I'm seeing at your guys' top minor leaguers here. You got Reed Detmers,
who we just drafted.
Chris Rodriguez.
Who was our second draft pick.
Oh, was he really? Oh, wow. ETA says 2022.
Yeah, no, they're talking about Detmer's coming up at the end of this season.
Jack, I can't even say his last name, Konakowski. He's in 2023 projected. Hector Yan, same thing, 2022. These dudes are projected like in 2 more years.
Yeah.
Wow. Oliver Ortega, but now we're still getting into the 20s.
Yeah, let's just not get in that.
As they just need to do a better job with drafting some of these dudes too, man. They don't seem to be doing very well with their minor league.
Well, you got to remember, and I'll tell you this much: the other revolving door has been the Angels GM, and what the fuck? We can't. I mean, they made some pretty good on paper moves with position players, and that's awesome. But we need fucking pitching. I think the only thing I hear from all of the Angels fan forums that I read is like, dude, we're giving up freaking late hits and late home runs, and it's the pitching. You can't have Mike Trout catch everything when it's over the wall. You can't. It's a home run. It's gone. It's over. If you load the bases and then bring somebody else in, and then they walk somebody or they let somebody get a hit, there go 2 more runs. Like, we have to be able to. That's another thing. We have to be able to allow our pitchers, if they get in a little bit of trouble in the 5th, 6th inning, you got to let them try and fight through it. Don't bring in somebody fresh. Like, you got to let them kind of go through it. And I think right now they're being a little too overprotective with some of the pitchers. You got to let them go out there. You got to let them. If they're, what's the worst that could happen? You bring somebody in and then they fuck it up, because that's what's been happening. Why not just let the starting pitcher go through that? Who knows? Maybe he gets out of it.
Yeah.
No. I'll get off my soapbox. I still love my Angels. Don't get me wrong. They're still my team. That's my squad. But, goddamn, let's somebody out there listen. Come on, we could do this.
I'm with you, dude. I'm with you.
All right. And right before we go into boxing and the UFC, the Dodgers are doing pretty amazing. So shut up and let's move on. The Golden Boy is coming out of retirement at the spry old age of 47 to box again. The Golden Girl himself said it will be a real fight, not an exhibition like the upcoming Tyson Jones Jr. fight. However, Jones and Tyson have both said it's not an exhibition. I'm going in there knocking heads, so we'll see what that means. He added that he misses being in the ring. He loves boxing, and he just misses being in the ring. His plan is to fight between 154 and 160 pound weight class. De La Hoya said that these fighters nowadays are only in it for the money. There's no real competition out there. He will fight for the glory, and that's why he will win. Artie, no matter who he steps into the ring with, how long do you think this fight's going to go? Do you think it'll go 12 rounds, 10, 5? What's your take on it?
It's just stupid, dude, that he's getting back in there. Like, I don't understand. You know, I was hearing some of those things that, like, did he see the bag of money that Tyson was getting? Like, this dude owns a whole bunch of stuff. It's not like he's in business, you know? Like, I don't know. I don't get it, dude. He wasn't, you know, his big thing was his last fights, he played scared. You know what I'm saying? Like he fought scared.
Yeah.
He didn't want to throw the punches. He was hesitant because you could tell he became a businessman. Like, he kept on thinking about life after boxing. Now he's at life after boxing. I don't think that killer instinct is going to come back to him. He's going to fight scared because he's a businessman. Unless he plays Joe Schmo or fights Joe Schmo, who he knows he could dominate and could hit and knock him out, that's fine. But his big thing was, I believe he fought Manny Pacquiao was the last fight he had when he retired. I could be wrong, though. But I remember his quote afterwards because Roach, I forgot his name. Roach, something Roach. I can't remember his Roach, something Roach. He had said De La Hoya's scared to throw his punch now. Like, he's just scared. He's not a bad fighter or anything. He just doesn't have that killer instinct anymore like he did before because he just thinks about everything too much and he doesn't just react or let it flow naturally. At the end, when they interviewed De La Hoya, he said, yeah, he's right. He's like, I could feel myself. I would like want to throw it, and then I would be like, no, what are you counters with this and this and this and that? I don't have it. He was a better fighter, and I I don't have that anymore, like that natural instinct. And I don't think that's going to come back, dude. That doesn't come back as you get older, you know?
Yeah.
Like, even Tyson, that's why with Tyson, age just caught up with him, you know what I'm saying? He never hesitated with his punches. He was just never a very smart boxer. He's not a technical boxer. De La Hoya was a little bit of both. He had some technical and he had some of that power punching, you know?
Yeah.
Tyson just didn't, and age caught up with him. But he never hesitated to throw those punches, and De La Hoya is going to hesitate to throw those punches. He's too much of a businessman. He thinks about, like, oh, I can't get hurt, or, you know, whatever, that type of stuff. You don't have it, you know?
Yeah. Here's my question for you. If Tyson's fight is a hit, you know what I mean, and De La Hoya evades getting seriously injured in this not exhibition fight, does this open the door for other retired fighters to come back? Do you think somebody else is going to be like, hey, man, like, fuck, they did it. They didn't get hurt. Like, fuck it. Let me go make some money real quick. Let me throw one more fight in there and see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting, you know? Pretty soon we'll see Evander Holyfield coming out of retirement, too.
Oh, my God. Somebody told me, where's George Foreman? I was like, he's selling grills like he should and staying the fuck out.
Did that dude fight in like 3 different decades or something like that?
He did. He really did. But I think the beast inside of him, that little monster that begs you and claws at you to go do it one more time, has been put to bed with all that George Foreman grill money. So
yeah.
We'll see. We'll have to see and wait and see how long do you think it'll go? Since it's not an exhibition, it's a 12-round fight. Do you think it goes 12 rounds? Do you think it goes 10? Do you think it goes 5? How far do you think De La Hoya lets it go?
Is he fighting?
Huh? They haven't said yet. They have not announced who he's going to fight. They just said he's going to fight between 154 and 160, and it's not going to be an exhibition. So non-exhibition fight, that means it's going to be 12 rounds.
He's going to go to 12. I can. Well, I mean, it's hard to say that based on who's he fighting. You know, like, it's hard to say, dude. If he's fighting a real fighter, well, then... that real fighter might knock him out, dude. But if he's fighting if he's fighting a real fighter, I have a feeling De La Hoya like bouncing around because he can play defense and he has a lot of people at bay. You know what I'm saying? Like he was pretty solid defensively. Not as good as Mayweather, but he was solid and he's good enough where he won't get knocked out. But if he fights Joe Schmo, then he's strong enough and he has a killer left hook. He has one of the best left hooks of all time in boxing. Like he has a killer left hook. Mm-hmm. That's what made his name. He could knock somebody out with that left hook if he runs into it. So, but that's if it's someone that's not a very experienced fighter, stuff like that, you know. But it's kind of hard to tell. Against good fighters, I think he goes all the way. Against a lower tier fighter, I think he knocks somebody out.
Okay. Who do you think they're going to put in front of him? A decent fighter or a no name?
A no name. I think there's a no name.
Okay.
He's a businessman. He's not going to do a Roy Jones Jr. versus Mike Tyson. That's impressive.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to wait and see what happens with Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. And then we'll have to wait and see what happens with De La Hoya if he's actually gonna be able to do what he thinks he's gonna do. And I mean, either way, I'm watching both fights. I want to see what happens. I've never been necessarily a De La Hoya fan, but I'll watch the fight. Definitely watch the fight. I'll be rooting for the other guy, whether it be Joe Schmo or whoever it might be. Anywho.
I don't know. I won't watch it.
You're not going to watch it?
Maybe I'll stream it if I find it for free
No,
online.
I never said I was paying for it. I said I'd watch it.
Yeah, because I know how to stream really well, let me tell you.
Yeah. Moving on to UFC, John Jones has vacated the light heavyweight championship title to move up to heavyweight shortly after Daniel Cormier has announced his retirement after his loss to Steve Wojcik. Do you think the UFC tries to get Cormier to come back for one more fight against Jones? It's the fight everybody's been asking for ever since the first fight happened. And then Jones was stripped of the title because he popped for performance-enhancing drugs. Everybody's been asking for that fight to come back, and it was supposed to happen once or twice, and then Jones got in some troubles here and there. But it's the fight everybody wants to see because Jones pretty much cleaned out everybody else in the light heavyweight division. He gave up the belt and said, I'm coming to heavyweight now. Do you think Cormier comes back for one more?
You know what? This is more your kind of realm. I don't know too much about that.
Well,
honestly, I'd be speaking out of my element, to tell you the truth. I'm not in. I mean, I know who those guys are, and I would like to see that fight. The details of all that thing works, the schematics of UFC, I'm just not in tune with it, so I'm not quite sure. I don't think I'd be someone qualified enough to answer that question. You know?
Okay. Well, from my perspective, they did say that if Cormier lost, he would be retired. If he won, he would fight one more time. Obviously, Cormier did lose. He did damage his eye from an eye poke from Steve Wojcik. But you know, we'll have to wait and see. Does Jones moving up? If Jones fights in a heavyweight like he said he's about to, and beats 1, 2, 3 guys, you know, the UFC is going to be, or not the UFC, the fans are going to be really clamoring for Cormier to get back and fight one more time and fight against John Jones. Do I think John Jones is going to be able to bulk up enough to handle some of these bigger guys? I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting to see such a lanky, tall, bony guy. That's why they call him Johnny Bone Jones. Fight with some of these really thick boys to see what happens. So, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Does he stay out of trouble, too, though? What I want to know, too, is he going to stay out of trouble?
Hopefully he stays out of trouble, man. Hopefully he didn't just give up the belt to go fight one time and be like, I'm done. I mean, he's definitely going to go down as one of the greatest UFC fighters in UFC history, regardless of the issues he's had, because he's come back and fought clean and beaten people. You know, reclaimed his title more than once. So everybody always says Cormier has been running away from him ever since he got back. This would be, you know, we'd have to wait and see what happens with that one.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. He's going to be interesting, but you know what? Money talks. Money talks.
Money talks and bullshit walks. That's what they say. Switching gears over to the NFL, Cowboy legend Drew Pearson has been selected as a finalist for the Hall of Fame class of 2021. Pearson has been chosen along with former Raiders coach Tom Flores as a senior and coach finalist. Many former Dallas Cowboys, amongst other football greats, cheer for the fact that Pearson has finally gotten selected, saying it has taken too long for this to happen. I don't know if you know anything about Drew Pearson. He was the guy who famously caught the Hail Mary pass by Roger Staubach back in the Super Bowl, I want to say 17. I don't remember off the top of my head. It was Super Bowl 1977. I know it was 77. I just remember the Super Bowl number. It was one of the ones that the Cowboys won. But so, I mean, Pearson. I mean, he's also been known recently. A couple years ago, when the draft was in Philadelphia, he was very famously. He went out there to announce one of the Cowboys picks, and he went out there and he was like, "For the 5-time Super Bowl champion, America's team, Dallas Cowboys." Like he really riled up the crowd and stuff like that. It's great to see him finally get his due. I mean, obviously he didn't make it while he was eligible the first time around for God knows what reasons. But now that they go into the senior votes, he was the only one selected by the as a senior vote in to the Hall of Fame. So I'm very happy for him and excited for the Pearson family for finally getting him into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I don't know what makes the Americans team. I would put the Patriots as America's team.
America's team. There's only one. It's Cowboys.
Yeah, I would say the Patriots.
It's the Cowboys, but it's fine.
It literally says Patriots. Patriots are symbolic with America.
And the Cowboys are symbolic with America because they are America's team. Anyways, Detroit Lions are not paying Calvin Johnson. What happened?
I believe they don't even have as many Super Bowls, do they?
They're up by 1.
The Cowboys are up by 1?
No. The Patriots are up by 1.
Does that taste? I did it on purpose.
Like beer, motherfucker, is what it tastes like. Shut up. Bitter and hard to swallow.
I wish I had a football team. That's all I'm going to say.
The Detroit Lions, like I was saying, are not paying Calvin Johnson the $1 million they made him pay back from the $16 million signing bonus that he was given a few years prior to his retirement. He said the only way they're going to get him back is to cut him a check. He said, "Pay me my money." This isn't the first time the Lions have done something to their Hall of Fame caliber players. In 1999, when Detroit legend Barry Sanders retired unexpectedly, he was also forced to repay the franchise a 7-figure portion of his most recent signing bonus. So a lot of people have wanted Calvin Johnson to and the Detroit Lions to kind of bury the hatchet and let him come back and be part of the team, whether it be up in the, not in the booth or whatever, but be a part of the organization. And Calvin Johnson's like, well, they know what they got to do to make it good with me is get my money back. So
yeah.
What do you think about that? Like making them pay back a bonus that they were given. I mean, they paid him $16 million. It was a $16 million bonus, and they made him pay back $1 million. I mean, I'm sure it didn't break him. But at the same time, $1 million is $1 million. It's not like it's, $20,000 to these guys. $1 million is $1 million. I don't care who you are.
He retired early, dude. Like, come on, man. Like, they took care of you. Like they took care of you. But it's interesting. Why two dudes in Detroit that were Hall of Famers, obviously. Has Calvin been inducted into the Hall of Fame yet?
Not yet. I don't think he's eligible for another 2 years.
Okay. But, I mean, he's clearly a Hall of Famer.
Oh, absolutely. He's going to be in the first ballot. If he's not in the first ballot, it's a slap in the face, and he'll be going in the second ballot. But he should be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
It's kind of interesting that two first ballot Hall of Famers retired early from the same organization. Don't you think?
I think that's a very good point.
I feel like there's something there that we don't know about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Calvin figured out why Barry retired early.
And Calvin got out.
Yeah, and he's just like, I get that they weren't that good and that they weren't going to win Super Bowls and stuff like that. But, I mean, Barry Sanders was on the verge of becoming the all-time rushing leader.
Right.
And, I mean, he would have smoked that record.
Absolutely. I think, and granted, Emmitt Smith's my boy. He's the greatest running back in Dallas Cowboy and in NFL football history for now. But I do think Barry Sanders staying in, maybe getting traded to another team, he absolutely blows the record out of the water. Because like you said, that Detroit Lions team even back then was not very good. He made miracles happen on the field, and it took them years before him and the Lions were amicable again. So it might take that long for Calvin Johnson, but Calvin Johnson has said, "Hey, you want me to come back? You want to be cool? All right, let's be cool, but you're gonna give me back my money." So, all
right, maybe the meet in the middle will give him half of the money back, right?
I guess. I mean, that would be a sign of like, hey man, let's bury the hatchet. Look, let's call it 500,000 and call it a day, and let's just keep moving. You know what I mean? Let's make some more money together and be a part of history here with the Detroit Lions. So, I don't know.
Yeah, and I disagree with you in terms of Emmitt Smith being the greatest running back in NFL history. I think, to me, it's not even Barry Sanders. I think that title goes to Jim Brown. Maybe even Walter Payton. But he's the all-time leader in rushing. Don't get me wrong, but if we're talking like, I don't even think he cracks. He might be at number 5, but I don't know. He cracks the top 5.
Well, he is the all-time rushing record holder.
That doesn't make him the greatest.
That makes him the best.
Yeah, it makes him the all-time.
I have given you that. I have given you. No. You're gonna listen to me. I have given you the fact that if Barry Sanders would have stayed in, he would have been the greatest running back ever.
Now, I'm not going to talk over it this time. A lot of times you don't let me finish my things and you like to talk over me. And I'm not going to let you finish it. Okay, how many top 5 finishes all time is Emmitt Smith in for a single season rushing record?
Top 5?
Or what's the highest he's ever finished? Maybe top 10 all time? I don't know if he's top 10, dude. I
want to say I want to say he's definitely top 10. I want to say he's probably 7.
I didn't think so. I really don't know. I know he's not top 5. I'll tell you that right now.
Literally said 7.
I know. I said I'm saying personally, I know he's not top 5, and I'm just talking about single season rushing yards. But I don't know if he's top 10. I don't know if he's had any. I just haven't looked. To be honest, I think he could be. Has he?
We'll have to check that one in on the notes. Dad, if you're listening, I know you are. What's the answer? I know he knows.
Let's see here. Emmitt Smith, right? He spelled it traditionally.
Yeah.
Because I'm already, You want to know what his highest single season rushing record at? Where he's at in the ranking?
What was it?
23. Number 23 at 1,700 yards. Yeah, dude, that doesn't make you the best running back.
How many total yards does he have over his entire history?
Oh yeah, that makes him the all-time leader. That doesn't make him the best running back in history.
How many rushing yards? Who's the next guy behind him right now? We talked about this last week, 2 weeks ago. 4,000 yards behind him.
Can it be Barry Sanders?
No, is it Barry Sanders? It's Sweetness and then Barry.
Is it really?
I don't think.
Oh yeah, you're right. Because Barry was supposed to beat. He
was going to beat that record the next season, and he retired.
And then it was going to be Emmitt, right?
Yep.
And then so then he's 3, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Still, I wouldn't even put him top 5 running backs all time.
Such a hater.
No, I'm just stating facts, dude. Because, dude, his single season best rushing record, 1,700 yards. Get out of here, dude. Get out of here. Okay, we need to make a list on this one, but I could tell you, I lost the name already, but the dude from Cleveland Brown, Jim Brown, I put him number 1. Okay? I put Jim Brown number 1, Barry Sanders 2B, and Walter Payton, 2A, so that's 3. And honestly, I like Emmitt Smith. That's why I'm like, I'll put him at 5, but it's close. We only have one spot right there left, and I really like Adrian Peterson, man. I really like Adrian Peterson. And I don't want to mention O.J. Simpson, but damn, he was pretty damn good too.
Okay, you can't not mention the greatest running backs in NFL history and not mention O.J. Simpson for... You can't do it. I know you don't want to. I know nobody wants to, but he was really good at what he did. So...
It makes it really to get him in the top 5, let alone the best.
He was up there.
I'm gonna give him top 5. I'm gonna give him top 5 because I liked him. He's a blue collared running back, and that's why I like him. He had his moments where he was a star. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
He wasn't your Barry Sanders or Jim Brown. He was never that dude. He wasn't even Adrian Peterson at his best. Because at their best, dude, I don't think Emmitt is even at like LaDainian Tomlinson's level. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Tomlinson was a beast too.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like at their best. Because if we're talking all times, like just based on all time rushing records, dude, Frank Gore is number 3. And I don't know if I put him in top 10 all time. You know what I'm saying? Like it's close to top 10 all time. Emmitt played for some really good teams. Barry Sanders had 20,000 rushing yards all time. Walter Payton did play for some good teams and just didn't play for a very long time. Again, that's why I liked Emmitt Smith. Dude, he played for a very long time, and he played for some good teams. Like he caught all the breaks and he did what he was supposed to do. I like him. I will put him as my number 5 all-time running back.
Okay, I'll allow it. I'll let that ride then. Top 5.
Top 5 for sure.
Going from that cool story to another heartwarming story. Alex Smith is back from almost losing his leg. He said, I don't think I could have looked my kids in the eye and taught them about giving it their all and pushing through things if he had not been able to come back. At one point, they were talking about him about amputating his leg because they said you may not be able to save your leg, and they did some surgery. It got infected. He almost lost his leg, and he fought through it, and he's back on the football field. Can you believe it?
That is unbelievable. How do you not root for something like that? You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Everybody hates that, that he was taking over for Aaron Rodgers and stuff like that. And, he hasn't won a Super Bowl. But, dude, from everything I've read of him, like, he's a really good leader, a really good dude. And to see him come back from this, talking about, like, not ever being able to just play again, let alone walk, dude. People were talking, they were talking about it. He was almost not even able to walk. And like you said, almost losing his leg. Like, and that dude's going to play this year. I don't think he's an elite quarterback. He's not going to be in the Hall of Fame when he retires or anything. He's made a lot of money, and he's played for some really good teams, and he's made the playoffs and made some runs. Mm-hmm. But I get that he's in your division, but that's a dude that I'm just going to root for, where I just hope he kind of makes the playoffs, I hope they finally make the playoffs.
I hope that he makes it through the entire season without getting hurt or anything happening to him. Like, I honestly do. It's a feel good story, and it's one of those things. Like he said, like, how could you look? He couldn't look his kids in the eye and tell them, "Hey, you got to give it your all and push through everything that happens to you." If he didn't try to come back and compete, and here he is. After what was it? I think he said like 28 months of not being able to play football, he's back. You know what I mean? He almost lost his leg. They told him he might not walk, and here he is. So, I mean, it's one of those feel-good stories, man. Like, I think everybody's going to be rooting for him whenever he's on the field.
Yeah, I agree. I think so, too. Ain't nobody going to give him any wins, but...
Ain't nobody going to give it to him the easy way. He going to earn it, but I think everybody's going to give him his props for coming back after all this adversity he's had to overcome.
I totally agree, bro. I totally agree.
Right on. Moving on to Mr. Ron Rivera, the Washington football team head coach, has been diagnosed with lymph node cancer. It's still in the early stages, and it is considered very treatable. Rivera said, "I'm planning to go on coaching." Rivera also said, per Adam Schefter, "The doctors encouraged me to do it. They said if you feel strongly, do it. Don't slow down. Do your physical activities." But everyone keep telling him by week 3 or 4 you'll start feeling it. So, we'll have to wait and see. But hopefully that he comes out on the other end. I don't wish any of that stuff on anybody. So hopefully Ron Rivera does come out the other end of it on the positive side and is able to continue coaching for however many years he wants to.
And those Washington Redskins are freaking little fighters, huh? Look at that. I didn't realize Ron was with Washington now. Wow.
Yeah.
Alex Smith and Ron Rivera, dude. Why does that feel like a little Cinderella story?
It's right there, right? It's being set up as, not because people are trying to, but because that's just kind of the way the dominoes are falling. It really does look like a Cinderella story right there, man. If they make it to the playoffs, hell, they might win the NFC East. Who knows? But right. It would definitely be one of those things that kind of goes down as the real feel good story of the year. Like when you look back at the end of this season, what are the things that you're going to look back and say, hey, Alex Smith was back on the field. Ron Rivera battled cancer and he kept rocking and rolling through it, and it's got all the makings of a great feel good story there, man. Like you said, it's a Cinderella story in the making. It's getting set up. Is it going to happen? We'll have to wait and see.
Right. Yeah. And you know what? Something I know that's not on this list that I didn't get a chance to really put on it because, I've been working on my virtual classroom, my physical classroom, and I appreciate you stepping up and taking care of all this. But you know what? I saw something really interesting with Lane Kiffin talking about kind of almost recruiting some players. But you know how the Big Ten and the Pac-12 are not playing this year?
Yeah.
Football? He was talking about, I feel bad for them, blah, blah, blah. And he said it he kind of just dropped it in there. I wish they could just, come play for me if they needed somewhere to play and they're not getting a chance to play their last year. That's really interesting. Why can't some of these dudes that are in divisions that they can't play transfer and go play somewhere else? I saw this morning because I had to go in for a computer check type of thing for work.
Yeah.
I was hearing the Sportscast radio in the morning. They were talking about how some parents from the Big Ten were out in the offices, which are closed, but they were just trying to make a point. They're out in the offices protesting and saying hey, give us more answers. Why can't we get more clarity on all this, on your decisions, other than, we're just trying to be careful and blah, blah, blah. It's our kids' futures that you're messing with. And man, they have a point. If you don't want your players to play, and you're like, hey, no, there's no sports this year for football, it's all right, cool, go for it. But you should open it up for them to be able to transfer and go play somewhere that is available to play. Because I think of the kid that's from Summit, that's over at USC. I believe it's his senior year, dude, over at USC, and it's Stephen Carr, the running back for USC. Steven, I don't know what's going to happen, but Steven right now is not getting to play his senior year at USC. That kind of sucks,
Yeah. I think they should be allowed to transfer somewhere if they want to play, that is actually going to play without having any repercussions.
Yep. And if they don't end up playing, then, hey, too bad. You made your decision. You made your bed. You sleep in it. You know what I'm saying? Type of thing. Like, you only get one shot at it, so it's not bouncing around everywhere. But at least give them the one shot, no?
I think so. I agree with you on that one. Or at least, like Coby said, if they don't play all the games that they're supposed to play, give them another year of eligibility for those that want to come back and play another year in college, or let them go to the NFL.
Yeah, I totally agree.
I'm with you on that one, man. So we've come to the part of the show that we were supposed to do last week, and we didn't get a chance to do it because my house is burning down, quote unquote. But we were going to talk about our favorite, the 5 favorite football movies, and like in Artie fashion, you gave me 5, and then another like 12. So I will go over my 5 first, and then we'll go over your 32. My 5 favorite movies in no particular order, and it's funny because we both have Remember the Titans as the top spot there. I have Rudy, Any Given Sunday, Friday Night Lights, and then Draft Day. I know I'm a Kevin Costner fan. I really like the movie. You said it's weak as fuck. Whatever, bro. For you, yeah, but all-time favorite movies is Remember the Titans. That'll always be his number 1, no matter what. Number 2, he's got The Express. Number 3, The Blind Side. Number 4, Friday Night Lights. Number 5, Gridiron Gang. And actually, Gridiron Gang was one I was going back and forth with Draft Day, but I think Gridiron Gang would be my number 6 one. You did put some other notable ones. You put Any Given Sunday, Invincible, Waterboy, Necessary Roughness, Touchback, Varsity Blues, Facing the Giants, The Little Giants, and The Longest Yard. Now, is that The Longest Yard is the OG or The Longest Yard the new one? So is that The Longest Yard OG or is that The Longest Yard the new one with Adam Sandler?
Did I put The Longest Yard?
You did.
I just put it in general, trying to sneak in both of them together,
Oh, okay.
Because they're both pretty good.
My dad actually mentioned this. He was like, "Oh, you have to watch the original one. The original one's better than the new one." I'm like, "But you never really seen the new one, Dad." He's like, "Well, I heard it and I didn't like it."
He's like, you know what, mijo? I'm gonna go get a beer. I'm gonna go get a beer because I don't know if you're. But yeah, you know what? I kind of just try to bundle it together. To be honest, I did that on purpose. I feel like a sleeper one is The Express, dude. Man, I really like the story on that one.
The Express is actually a really good story. I'm not gonna lie; it's probably my top 10.
Yeah, for sure. Blindside, same thing. I like. I don't know if you noticed, but all these movies that I chose, they all have one common theme. Can you see it? My top 5, anyways.
Yeah.
But they have one common theme. What is it?
It's like a feel-good story, the underdog coming out and winning.
Yes and no. They're all true stories.
Well, that too.
I really like true stories. I like true stories. So, Remember the Titans, The Express, The Blind Side, Friday Night Lights, Gridiron Gang. They're all true stories. And again, like you said, the underdog comes out. Things that weren't supposed to happen. So that's why they made my top 5. And some of the other ones that didn't make the top 5, like Any Given Sunday, is not really, a true story, but it's a great football movie. I like it. Waterboy, not really a true story.
You can't not hate the Waterboy, you know what I mean?
Right? Yeah, exactly. Necessary Roughness, again, not a true story. Dude, another sleeper one. I had to throw that one in there for you.
I've actually never seen it. I've never seen Touchback. Yeah, I'll have to.
That's a very, very good one, dude. Like, man, you're gonna be impressed how good that damn movie is. It is really good. Kurt Russell, he's not the main guy, but he's in there.
Yeah.
I highly recommend it. It's one of those sleeper movie picks. Like, remember how I had a sleeper one for baseball?
Yeah.
That I told you about and I shared with you? Well, this is my sleeper one for football, for sure. Like, you will not be disappointed with this particular movie. The storyline, everything. It's not a true story as far as I know, but the whole storyline, like, man, it's good. Varsity Blues, obviously everybody knows that one. That one really feels like kind of high school type of thing. Like that feels more like something we could all relate to.
Your life.
Yeah. Facing the Giants is another good one. It's a little bit more in the religious side, but it had a really good storyline. And that has one of my favorite all time like sports motivation clips.
Yeah,
where he challenges his star player.
Yeah, that one I was gonna jump in on that one. That one has that. It comes out on Facebook and on Instagram a lot when they're talking about motivation. This one scene in that movie comes out where he has, like you said, his like star player. He's like, all right, I want you to give me 40 yards or whatever, a bear crawl with this dude on your back. And he's like, all right, I'll do 40 yards. He's like, all right, I want you to do it blindfolded, though. And I'm going to tell you when to stop. And he's like, all right, cool. Right. And he starts going, like, and he's like telling him, come on, just keep going. Just a little bit further, a little bit more. Give me 2 more. Give me 1 more. Come on, you're almost there. You're almost there. And he makes him, he's like, Coach, I got nothing more. He's like, bullshit. Get your ass up. I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but he's like, bullshit. Get your ass up. Keep going. Like, you got more. You got more. Come on, give me more. Like, you promised me your all. You give me every single beat until you can't go no more. You keep going. And this dude keeps going all the way into the end zone. He finally, falls over, and it's like, you just went 100 yards. With this kid that's 120 pounds on your back or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And he was just like, he's like, no, I need every single bit of you, to show these other men, because they're going to follow you no matter what you do. So if you show them you're going to give 110, you're going to get the 110 or whatever. And I like that the kid is like, hey, coach. He's like, what? He's like, I'm 150 pounds. And they both look at each other like, there you go. It's 150 pounds. Like, goddamn. Right. It's one of the most, if you guys haven't seen it, like, just look up Facing the Giants motivational scene. I'm sure it'll pop up. Yeah. It's a really, really good scene.
Yeah, man. That's definitely one of the best motivational scenes you'll ever see. And I know this is out of the realm, but the other motivational scene that me and you talked about too, and maybe we can add into the mix and throw it in there, is best fight movies. And we talked about this in Warrior, where his corner man, his trainer tells him, if you don't knock him out, you don't have a place to live.
Yeah.
And so that dude's like, what? Like, dude, you could just see the switch flip. Boom. All right, I gotta go knock this dude out. Like the toughest dude in the world, I gotta go knock him out. I gotta go submit.
Yeah, he tells him like, hey man, look, we let's just get out of here, man. Like, you got nothing else to prove. You're good. Let's go. He's like, but if you want to fight, you either knock this dude out or you ain't got a house. You got nowhere to live. Like, you're done. And he goes out there and he ends up tapping him out at the last second. And it's a really good feel good movie. And maybe we'll get into the fight movies, but that's one of my all time favorite boxing MMA scene, like that right there. Yeah. Even at the end and I don't want to give away too much, but even at the end when he has that final fight. Like, it's very like when he hurts the other guy and they still keep fighting, like he's like, no, stop, like, to fuck him up. You know what I mean? Yeah. But like, it's one of those things. It's a, if you guys haven't seen that one, The Warrior.
And let me tell you, when you got a little brother, it hits you a little harder. It hits you a little harder. Because I got a little butthead of a brother too, just like that. That I'm like, I could see myself doing that too. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could. Oh, you're an only child, so I get it. And I'm sure you got a couple people that you could probably relate to as brothers, but man, when you're an older brother, it hits you. It cuts you real deep. Let me tell you, it cuts you real deep.
I know what I'm watching tonight now.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, anyway, so that rounds out my top fives. And again, I just want to throw them in there because I thought they were good little stories to throw in there. And touchback, man. Again, I always try to throw one in there for you that I'm pretty sure you've never seen in there. Go see that, Brent. If you get a chance, Google it. I'm sure you're smart enough to find a way to Google it and find a way. Yeah, but very good movie. You won't be disappointed.
Outstanding, sir. Out-fucking-standing. All right, guys, what do you guys think? Did our 5 favorite movies come up in your list? Do you guys have movies we haven't even mentioned yet? Let us know in the comments or email us or let us know. If anybody comes up with something good, I'll post it up next week. We'll talk about it. But Artie, you got anything else to talk about before we get out of here?
I thought it was interesting that we only had one common top 5 guy movie. Other than that, it's good times. I like ruffling your feathers about the Cowboys and Angels, and just giving you, I think, the outsider perspective. I guess not the homer perspective.
I do appreciate it.
And again, the thing is, I like Emmitt Smith and I like Mike Trout. I don't dislike them.
Right. You got to play devil's advocate every once in a while.
That's right. Someone's got to keep you honest, Brent.
There you go. Hey, and I appreciate it, you, sir. All right. Let's hear the sign off, man. Let's go.
All right, man. Well, we're about to start school. For me, I'm probably one of the last school districts to start. So please, let's get all these kids back in school for second semester or at a break or whenever your school decides to do it by washing our hands and wearing those masks, people. Be safe out there, my friends.
Outstanding, Artie. You too, man. You be safe. Make sure you take care of the family. Make sure everybody's washing their hands over there. I just want to thank everybody for joining us once again. We've gotten a lot of really good feedback in person and text messages, stuff like that from people that we know. We do appreciate everybody's support. We do appreciate everybody's love. Make sure you guys are following us on Twitter at @theblown_save, on Instagram at @theblown_save. We do post some funny stuff on there. Don't forget to reach out to us at theblown_save_podcast@gmail.com. We thank you guys. We couldn't be out here. We wouldn't continue to be doing this if we didn't have all you guys out there listening and supporting us and loving us and keeping us going. We do have a website. I just want to let you guys know that is in the works right now, and we got some merchandise hopefully coming down soon. So keep an eye out for that one and keep your ear to the ground. Make sure you guys like, follow, subscribe, and do all that other fun jazz, guys. Remember, you guys are listening to the Blown Safe podcast. I have been Brent. He has been Artie. Our special guest tonight was Coby. Make sure you guys stay safe. And don't do anything we wouldn't do. And if you guys did drink along with us tonight, make sure you guys have a designated driver. You guys be safe. We love you guys. We'll catch you all next week.